Hi, welcome to another episode of the Successful Hairstylist podcast. Today we are diving into Instagram bios, and I have two different Instagram bios I want to help you write and test over the next couple months to see how you can get more people following your account and turning into booked appointments. Let's go. I also have a completely free 10-step Instagram audit linked below so that you guys can run through all 10 steps, make sure your profile is optimized, and increase your organic reach, which means you won't have to work so hard to grow a local following, turn them into booked appointments, build out your reputation in your local city. Now, people talk about your Instagram bio in lots of different ways. They call it your business card, your portfolio, your new age website. But the bottom line here is that your Instagram bio and your content turn your profile visitors into followers. And when you have more local followers, you're able to convert those followers into booked appointments. So having the right Instagram bio can make the difference between having people who are the right fit and attracting people from all over the country, which are not going to pay you money. Some of the most common mistakes that hairstylists are making right now with their Instagram bios are being too vague and using these kind of like common phrases that we see everywhere. For example, making people feel beautiful. Okay, we want to make sure that we have something original, we have something specific to say, and I'm going to give you guys a literal plug and play formula for that. Another mistake is that there's no call to action. So the person visiting your profile actually has no idea what you're kind of expecting or wanting them to do next. They just know that they're going to follow you and see your pretty hair photos. We want to make sure it is very clear from the second someone lands on your profile what to do next to book an appointment with you. I think we forget how intimidating it is to book an appointment with a hairstylist in 2025 is, and all the different experiences people have had or heard about online. So the more clear we can be, the better. Another common mistake, surprisingly, is that people do not have their name on their profile. And I understand why. It's because you guys are trying to do the SEO, which we're going to talk about more today on how to do that the right way. But you still need to have your name somewhere in your bio. I cannot tell you how many profiles I've literally had to go to their link in bio, still nothing, go to their about page and dig a few paragraphs in order to actually find what their first name is. So having your first name is really important because it makes people feel like they actually know who they're booking with. Another common mistake is broken links. So you add a link and then it changes or something and you forget to update it. And then also missing locations. So I know that some of you out there, my independent stylists, don't just want people showing up to your suite at any minute. And so you don't want to have your specific address out there. Totally understand, but we do need to have a neighborhood, a hyper-specific city or area to put in your bio so that people understand. I share a lot that when I lived in Tampa, there were people who might only be 2 miles away, but were never going to go further than this certain street called Kennedy. They were never going to go north of Kennedy. So it didn't matter how close I was to South Tampa, no one was going to come and see me. So knowing those areas and what areas to really focus on your page is so important, and giving people clarity so that they're not booking with you and then canceling. So in all of the 2025 Instagram data and research that's available, we have discovered that keywords are more important than ever. And this is how it works in the most basic terms. Instagram's goal, always, their number one goal, is to serve the right people with the right content so they stay on the app longer. So think about when you're scrolling and you see a bunch of things that have nothing to do with you and don't interest you. It's way easier to be like, okay, I'm going to go do something else. Why am I wasting my time? Then if you keep getting shown things that you love, that you're already hyper fixated on, new accounts that you haven't scrolled through before, it makes it so much more fun and engaging to stay on the app. So that is their number one goal. And According to Later, which is a huge social media brand that conducts a lot of research, Instagram SEO is the practice of optimizing your content so it's easy for your profile, posts, and reels to be found on Instagram. So, a lot of how we used to be found on Instagram was through, let's say, hashtags and things like that. Now it is all about keywords, and showing up for the right keyword is what's important here. We want to be hyper specific in the keywords we're showing up for. It doesn't do any good for us to trend or be found for generic terms and services and attract people from all over our country or world when we could have and trend for something more hyper specific and attract people who are actually going to become clients and pay us money. That's the point of what we're doing. Okay, so let's jump into 3 steps for your perfect bio. And again, I'm going to show you 2 approaches here. I want you to test them both and tell me which one works better. All right, so our first approach to putting together your Instagram bio is all about putting in keywords that attract the person that's looking for you. Okay, so here's what this is going to sound like. We are going to build this bio together, and all of yours should be different. Okay, so the first step, the first part of our bio is going to be a heart-centered statement or a personality statement. So I want you to sit and think of a couple of words that describe your personality. So here are a few I put together. So holistic, creative, hysterical, entertaining, artistic, passionate, ambitious, kind, rebellious, misfit. Okay, so those are some to get you started, but we want to be able to describe ourselves in a couple of words to really share the vibe with people. Again, this is going to help us attract people who really like who we are and what we stand for and the ways that we're different from other people out there. So that's step 1. Pick a couple of words that describe you and your personality. Number 2 is your technical statement/specialty. All right. So this is where we get into blonding specialist, extension specialist, etc. If you do a range, I think a great specialty to put down would be that you create custom looks for each and every guest. Okay, so you specialize in creating customized looks for everyone. And then step number 3 here, we are going to iron out your ideal client. Okay, so some examples of this just to help you understand where we're going here is creatives, artistic rebels, bold, forward thinking women, corporate women, women embracing their natural beauty. You could also think about, stay at home moms, dog moms, anything. Okay, so I want you to really think of a couple words that describe your ideal client. Maybe your ideal client loves having like a signature bold style. You could talk about that. So now that we have these 3 different pieces, we are going to put them together in one statement. So now we're going to put this all together. I am a heart centered, creative extension specialist for bold, forward thinking women in the Richmond area, right? Or wherever you're living. So this is how this is going to come across. And I hope that you can really feel the difference when you feel it, like when you hear it all together, because it really packs a punch and it's really going to help set you apart from other people out there doing similar things or going for similar women. It's very clear when someone lands on your profile exactly who you're for, what you're looking for, and what you're good at. Okay, so that is approach number 1. Now, let me show you approach number 2. Okay, our second approach to putting together your Instagram bio is more focused on results/problem solving. All right, and you guys are going to see the difference here, but this is best for hairstylists who are really specialized and know that they can deliver the results that they promise. The really important thing here is that we don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. We want to be sure that if we make a statement like healthier hair in 30 days, we know exactly how we're going to do that, how that's going to be articulated to our, clients that come in, etc. Okay? But here are a few examples of this. So, healthier hair in 30 days, escape from your everyday life, grow your hair 6 inches in 2025, and holistic hair care that actually works. So, this is where we're really going to focus on solving our clients' problems. So, for example, if you are an extension specialist and you're working with women with thinning hair or hair loss or just an overall dissatisfaction with their hair, you might talk about fuller, longer hair instantly, right? Like that is so cool. It's someone's going to be very attracted to that. Like that is so enticing. Again, it speaks directly to what you're doing and what people are looking for. So this second approach here is just making this bold claim, this statement, how you're going to solve their problems. It's best if you give a specific time frame that you're going to do it and a specific result. And yeah, then just go for it. Obviously, you're still going to want to have your name, your city, and all of that good information here. But in the second approach, you just lay it all out there. So, the best thing to do now that you have these two totally different approaches to your Instagram bio is I would do a test. So, for the next 30 days, let's say from during May, you can test out approach number 1. Then for June, test out approach number 2. And to the best of your ability, be consistent with your posting, the time that you're engaging with people, etc., so that it's kind of a fair test. But what I want you to pay attention to is how many people are actually following you. So in a lot of Instagram stats on specific posts, you can see you had 100 people who visited your profile and 10 people who followed you. So we would want to start to see that profile visit to people who followed you number definitely get closer, right? We would love 100 people to visit our page and 100 people to follow us, but overall, we want to see that number going up. So I would test the one bio, then in June, test the next bio, see which one performs the best, and go from there. Allowing yourself to test and experiment with different things just helps you collect more data and make more informed decisions. I know a lot of us out there are simply winging it. We see a tip here, we see a tip there, we're throwing it all together, but this can really help you have like a method to your madness and actually know what you're showing up for and the why behind why you're putting these things together. I recently broke down all of the Instagram algorithm updates that are for 2025, and you can watch that next here or find the link in the bio. Have a great week.